I hope I'm not jumping the gun on this portion.
That's right.
At what point does bonding play a part?
Okay, great question. All right, let me go back a minute. The question on the table is at what point does bonding play a role? Bonding, for those of you who don't know, a payment and performance bond on a project says to me, let's say I'm the housing authority, it says that you as the contractor, if you fail to do your job or to pay your people, I'm going to attack that bond. It's your insurance to make sure that you're covered on this job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. The way in which bonding works under the HUD guidelines is any contract that is $100,000 or more, it automatically requires a bond, okay? For contractors who don't have it, actually under Section 3, it recommends that smaller contracts be broken up and created for the sole purpose of being able to award contracts to small Section 3 contractors like my friend Kevin. You follow me?
Yeah.
It's actually in the regulation already. The regulation was designed, once again, to protect the people of the community, and it understood that you wouldn't have some stuff. It said you may not have all of these big time things, like all the equipment, maybe to do the whole job. But guess what? I have enough equipment to do this much of the job. So it is permissible and it is recommended that the recipients of these dollars, such as the housing authority, the city or county, or even the state, that when they're doing projects, they break up smaller portions directly for smaller contractors. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, so who is going to regulate that regulation?
Okay, good question. So who is going to be the watchdog to make sure that this is happening?
Yeah.
That's HUD's job. Except for one little detail. I think the community can also play a very significant role in this. I think that the community has a great role to play because you look around your community and when you walk onto a job site, and I'm going to give you an example. I was in New Orleans last spring. New Orleans was doing a $300 million renovate or rebuild of one of their properties. And I was doing a training such as this for contractors and other people for the NAACP and Minority Contractors Alliance. And we pull up to this project, and I looked all over it. I got out and looked all over the project. Now, any of you all ever been to New Orleans? Let me be clear. There was nobody on that job site that looked like, walked like, or talked like anybody in this room.
Yeah, but they got.
And there wasn't a license plate on one car that was in the state of Louisiana. They all came from Texas. If you see that you have a project that appears from its outward, you're walking, you're physically looking at it, appearance, that it is not hiring and employing and contracting with locals, there is a process that you're going to follow. I'm going to show that to you because if I don't do anything else today, I have to tell you that, okay? And I want to tell you something about that process. It works. It really does. But I want you to hold that for me for, let's call it 3 minutes. All right? Let me finish my... So long as that person is qualified for that job, it must, and I'm not kidding, it says it must go to a low or very low income person within that community. Do you understand? Thank you. Go ahead.
That's been going on for years. You think that's going to change around like that?
I always wait for it. See, because here again, you do this for long enough, you always know it's coming. Let me explain something, if I may. I said to you the regulation, and John said it, passed in 1968. Until 2009, mid-year, HUD never demanded compliance from anybody. Billions upon billions, if not trillions of dollars have been spent all over the country, and the people within those communities never got a nickel of it in most cases. That has changed so much. Okay, so let me explain this to you. I don't have internet access, or I don't think I do. I'd show it to you. There was a case